planes from more than 10 countries are flying in Syria's skies. So how exactly are these countries from every side of the conflict conducting airstrikes? Let's speak to Afzal Ashraf in London. He's a consultant fellow at the Royal United Services Institute for Defense and Security Studies. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Now, explain to us, how's the airspace managed during a war between the different countries with different interests fighting there?
Well, the airspace is designed so that there are corridors, a bit like highways, to and from the theatre of operations. These corridors can be split into different heights for different types of aircraft at different times of the day. So there is a plan, so to speak, for the airspace management, and the actual management of the airspace is conducted by airspace controllers who come probably from the countries involved, primarily from the US, but also from France and the other countries. And these people use information that they receive through radar sensors, be they in what we call AWACS aircraft, airborne radar aircraft, or ground-based radar stations in Turkey and Cyprus and elsewhere. And they fuse this information together from other sources so they get a picture of the airspace, so they know where the aircraft are at any given time, and they can manage any potential collisions or proximities that they hadn't planned in. But generally, the system works reasonably well.
Mr. Ashraf, I mean, all this looks good on paper, but what about the accuracy of these airstrikes? How would you compare the accuracy of the Russian airstrikes to the US airstrikes or even the Syrian air forces?
Well, the accuracy of most Western airstrikes, the weapon systems are incredibly accurate. They're sort of 99% accurate. They very rarely ever miss the targets that they're intended to hit. The problem we have is that the precision of our weapon systems has outpaced the precision of our intelligence. So very often we have incidents where the airstrikes hit targets that they thought were targets where the enemy was, but actually they turn out to be civilian targets, as we found very recently in the US airstrikes against MSF Hospital in Kunduz. And these things sadly happen frequently, and that's simply because our intelligence and targeting systems aren't as precise as our weapon systems. Clearly, the Syrians do not have precision weapons, and this is probably one of the reasons why they're using barrel bombs, wide area bombs, because they don't have the ability to strike a precision target. Okay. So the accuracy varies from Air Force to Air Force, but generally most Western Air Forces have very precise, reliable weapons.
All right, Afzal Ashraf joining us from London. We thank you for that analysis.